Hello there. Welcome to Murasaki's Pit. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Sorry, I had a plan for this, but this is my first live video that's not a video game one, and I thought I'd do one on Nendroids. Now, if you're an anime fan, you've probably run into these things. However, if you're not an anime fan, but you want to get, or you are an anime fan, but you've never gotten into these Nendroids, I thought there's probably a guide, well, there's actually loads of guides online that will pretty much show you what to look for when it comes to a real or a fake Nendroid. Now, it just so happens recently I got a counterfeit Nendroid and I've got two legitimate ones. So I thought I'd show you the differences to begin with. So let's start with the boxes. Now, these are my two legitimate ones. This is Rem and Ram from the ReZero Starting Life in a New World. These are the boxes they came in. I'll give a description of what an Nendroid is before we move on, but the boxes are important. This is a counterfeit one that I got from eBay. Now, apart from the artwork, I'm going to put this next to Rem, and I'm going to show you. Can you see the difference yet? Okay, here's how you tell a legitimate one from a real one, and this is if you go to a convention, you will run into fake ones. Now, the real one will have the Good Smile Company logo in the corner. They will also have a little hologram here, or here. They will generally have holograms on on their boxes. This one has no Good Smile Company box thing on it. This is just a weird thing that all the fake ones do. And to top it all off, I don't know if you can tell through this, but these two pictures are very clear, whereas this one of Albedo is a bit more faded and a bit crinkly. Now, this one is actually, considering it's a counterfeit, it's a very good counterfeit, because here as well, on the side, it's got the name of the character on the side. Now, an Nendroid is a little... These are my two legitimate runs, Rem and Ram. Now, how an Nendroid works is they come with a load of little pieces that make the figure. You get loads of little arms and legs to, like, you can take them off. You can literally replace their faces. The hair comes off each one. You can pull the face off and change it with, like, a different face. For example, the counterfeit thing came with three faces to switch into the Nendroid. Now, Rem and Ram have a lot of them, so I'll actually try to open a box. I'm doing this one-handed. I'm using my tablet to record, so completely unprofessional, I know. But generally, like, here's all Rem's pieces, for example. Rem's pieces, for example. She's got two faces, she's got multiple arms and legs, she's got the hair to replace on the front. Ram's got about the same. She's got a few extra things, and on the back, you can, see there's all these other little, parts you can put on them. Albedo has the same, but her box is extremely filtered. It looks like it's been copied. I will say, for the fake ones I've seen, this is actually a very good quality fake one, but things you should look out for. All of them have a stand that works with them. Now, Albedo's one doesn't work with her. She does not work with her stand. It's literally just not compatible with her. Other such things are the quality of plastic. You see, the reason Nendroids are expensive in general is because you can tell the plastic, you can tell the quality of the plastic. A lot of detail and care has gone into these things. They've gone so far as to do the strands of hair. They've got the little details on the outfits. So these two are quality, and Rem and Ram in themselves. Rem in particular is quite expensive and very sought after. But I think Ram has the one body part that she connects to Rem with. So, you know, to make them join as, you know, have this little handheld piece, this thing, like the hands come off, the arm comes off, the elbows come off, but you can like just mix and match. I mean, theoretically, if I got a legitimate Albedo, you can remove the head and just put it on the maid outfit if you so wanted. Now, with Albedo, the problem I had with her was getting her wings in was a lot more difficult than it should have been. The hair doesn't, I don't know if you can see, but the hair does not go on completely. The quality of plastic she's made out of is a little bit cheaper. She cannot stand on her own, it makes it difficult. Her arms and legs just do not work well, and some of the pieces of her body just do not fit into place very well. Getting these arms in, I've had to position it in such a way to, you know, just to be able to get a head on. Now, again, I'll say that this is a very good quality, you know, counterfeit Nendroid. I mean, if you're planning to do loads of different things with them, I wouldn't recommend getting a counterfeit one. However, the counterfeit ones generally tend to look a bit shinier as well. Like, I think you can probably tell there's a bit more of a shine on Albedo that's, you know, not natural. Yeah, it's more of, well, it's more natural light, but it's shiny, gleaming off it. Whereas with these Nendroids, it's not the same. So, don't get me wrong, I like this Albedo, I like this Nendroid. You can get good quality ones that are counterfeit, but they do work out very well. They're good for display, and if that's all you want, then they're good. But if you want quality ones that you want to pose and do things with, or if you have a display thing like what I've done with Rem and Ram, I recommend you just get authentic ones. So, what to look for? To how to get these things. Personally, what I would do is if you see any Nendroids that are like 14 quid or, you know, really, really cheap, I would not recommend you buy them. It's almost guaranteed that they're going to be counterfeit. And this is a good example of one that isn't too bad, but so there are certain Nendroids that have the wrong pieces in, or they have incompatible parts that just do not work with them, which is weird because a lot of the parts, like, I could theoretically get Albedo's face and put it on Rem or Ram, or I could put a head on there, I could put one of her arms on there, normally. You can mix and match with them, it's like, you can make a real Frankenstein's monster with them. So the prices are always a thing. If they are less than 30 quid, or £30 in the UK, or whatever your equivalent is, then I would be very hesitant to pick them up. Also, check their boxes. If their boxes are battered, definitely look for the Good Smile Company logo, because this is the company that makes these things, and look for an authentic hologram. Now, there are loads of different kinds of holograms, but they are, if it's got a hologram on it, it's authentic. If it is lacking the Good Smile Company logo anywhere on the box, if it's literally nowhere, then it's fake. Then it's counterfeit. It's more than likely counterfeit. If the picture seems a bit faded compared to, you know, it just looks like it's been copied onto a piece of cardboard, then it's fake. Then don't bother. If the Nendroid looks shiny, if it's looking a lot shinier than it should in the light, then it's fake. Then it's counterfeit. So I wouldn't recommend you pick one of those up. I mean, again, if you can see it, you can usually pick these things up on cheap Chinese markets, because it's the cheap Chinese manufacturers that make these things. But sometimes if you go to certain places, you can have like an anime influence, like in Edinburgh, for example. There's an anime shop that sells nothing but fake ones. By all means, pick it up. You know, if it looks good and you think, hey, this will look good on a display case or on my shelf, pick it up if you want. If you want it for just display, that's cool, but don't expect to be able to do anything with it, because you might actually break it, which is actually difficult to do with these things unless you're intentional. And my final word is, it depends on how serious a collector you really want to be. I mean, I don't mind this Albedo at all. It's definitely on my shelf right next to my Rem and Ram. I have like an anime shelf that I keep things from My Hero Academia and keep certain things from, you know, other anime if I can pick it up cheap. Because I paid maybe 30 quid for Rem and I paid another 30 quid for Ram. So I didn't pay a lot for these ones, thank goodness. But they make Nendroids of video game characters as well, so I've seen quite a few. But also, if you're going to buy on eBay or Amazon, I wouldn't recommend on Amazon because it's a real shit show there when it comes to buying these things. But if you're going to buy one from eBay, make sure that the picture that they have, check the box, because if they're using a stock photo, don't buy from them if they're using stock photos, because it's probably counterfeit. Because the albedo I got actually had a stock photo, and there were like 5 or 6 other ones using the same stock photos. If they've got like an individual photo, like a real-time photo they've taken at home to show the item, then by all means give it a go, because that's how I got Rem and Ram. But if it's a stock photo, do not risk it. It will probably not be worth it, and they've scammed you out of your money basically. So another problem with this Nendroid in particular, to me at least, is the protrusion of the neck. See, on this one the neck is showing a lot more than it should do on the box. See, on the box she's covered up quite a bit. So, that's a problem for me. When it comes to display, but again, I have to lean her against a box just to get it to stand up. Rem and Ram can just connect with their stands. Well, that's all I've got time for right now. I know I'll get back to doing my other videos soon. I'll probably do one showing off my anime shelf at one point if people want to see my stuff. I do warn, it is mostly stuff I've got picked up from friends who happen to have been to stores around the UK. They send me a couple of things, and it's mostly Suyu from My Hero Academia. And I have picked up a few Suyu things because she's my favourite character, so I've got like a shelf, I might have a problem. Okay, I'll just admit it, I have a problem. I like the character so much. In any case, I will see you all soon, and tune in next time when I'll have something completely different.